My name is Emily. I'm 25 years old. And for 3 years, I loved someone who never knew. His name is Ryan. He was my best friend. We met during our first year of university. We were both lost, nervous, trying to act confident. I was standing in line at the campus cafe, struggling to decide between two drinks. He turned around and said, "You look like a mocha person." I laughed. "How do you know?" He smiled. "I have a good instinct about coffee and people." I chose the mocha. He was right. And from that moment on, we became friends. Ryan had that kind of energy that made everyone want to be near him. He was funny but not loud. He was kind but not soft. And he really listened. We studied together, hung out after class, watched dumb movies on weekends. We had our own language inside jokes, silly nicknames, shared playlists. We were inseparable. People often asked if we were dating. We always laughed and said no. But they didn't know how my heart raced when he touched my arm. They didn't know I memorized the shape of his smile. They didn't know that when I looked at him, I didn't see just a friend. At first, I told myself it was a passing crush. He was charming, sweet. It was natural. But the months passed, then years. The feeling didn't go away. If anything, it grew deeper. I began to notice everything. The way he ran his hand through his hair when he was nervous. The way he bit his lip when reading. The way his eyes lit up when he talked about music. I wanted to tell him so many times. But I was afraid. Afraid of ruining our friendship. Afraid of losing him. Afraid that he'd look at me differently. Or not at all. So I kept quiet. I loved him in silence. We graduated together. Took photos in our robes. Laughing as the wind messed up our hair. I stood beside him, smiling for the camera, pretending I wasn't aching inside. After graduation, we both stayed in the same city. We got jobs. We met for dinner every Friday. We celebrated birthdays, watched sunsets, shared secrets. And I waited for the feeling to pass. But it never did. One Friday evening, everything changed. We were sitting on a bench by the lake. It was one of our favorite spots. The sun was setting, painting the water gold. He looked at me, quiet for a moment. "I need to tell you something," he said. My heart skipped. Was this it? Was he going to say he felt the same? But then he said, "I got a job offer. In London." I stared at him. "London?" He nodded. "It's a big opportunity. Something I've always wanted." I tried to smile. "That's amazing. I leave in 3 weeks." I felt the air leave my lungs. 3 weeks. 3 weeks before he left my life. He looked at me, searching my face. "You okay?" I nodded quickly. "Yeah, just surprised. I didn't know you were looking." He shrugged. "I wasn't. It just happened." I wanted to scream, cry, tell him not to go, tell him I loved him. But I said nothing. The next few days were a blur. We still talked, but something had shifted. Every word, every smile felt like a goodbye. One night I couldn't sleep. I sat by my window, looking at the stars. And I cried, because I realized this was my last chance. If I didn't tell him now, I never would. The next evening, I asked him to meet me at the lake. He came holding 2 drinks. Mocha for me. Like always. We sat in silence for a while. Then I took a deep breath. "Ryan," I said. He turned to me. "There's something I need to say. And I'm scared. But if I don't say it now, I'll regret it forever." He looked confused but nodded. I stared at my hands. "I've been in love with you for 3 years." His eyes widened. "I didn't mean to." It just happened. And I tried to hide it. But I can't anymore. The air felt heavy. I know you're leaving. I know this is bad timing. But I needed you to know. He didn't speak for a long time. Then he said softly, Emily. I braced myself. I didn't know. I swear I didn't. And I care about you so much. My heart cracked. But I don't think I feel the same way. Silence. Pain. I nodded. It's okay. Tears burned in my eyes. I wanted you to know. He reached for my hand. You're one of the most important people in my life. That won't change. But it did. We hugged that night. A long, tight hug. And then we said goodbye. He left 2 weeks later. I didn't go to the airport. He messaged a few times from London. I replied politely, but we both knew it wasn't the same. It's been a year. I still think about him. Sometimes I wonder what if I had told him sooner? Would it have made a difference? Maybe not. But I'm proud of myself for saying it. For being brave. For loving deeply even if it wasn't returned. Because love isn't always about getting something back. Sometimes love is quiet. Sometimes love is letting go. And sometimes, the most powerful kind of love is the one you keep in your heart, even when the other person walks away.